Hey everybody, I am Karina Solomon and I have a business called Success Appeal and I specialize in midlife makeovers. And part of a midlife makeover is making it so that our body in midlife, and they're saying, by the way, that midlife starts around 40s and goes to around 70s when big changes happen. Well, things happen in the body in midlife too. And I am the daughter of my dad is still alive at 96 and his arthritis is so debilitating it's hard to watch, and his mother, basically my Grammy, basically died from her arthritis. She couldn't move anymore. So I came by it quite honestly, and it was always terrifying to know it might be in my future. And I've always worked out. I've always been athletic, not an athlete, but very athletic, a skier and all that. And 2 years ago, I was living in Southern California and my knee started hurting out of nowhere. And I'm thinking, what's going on? And what's going on was I was close to bone on bone, and it's called osteoarthritis. And I was really scared. My orthopedic surgeon was like, sorry, you just can't like do stuff like skiing anymore. It hurts too much. Somebody wanted to give me a knee replacement. Somebody else said, let me do arthroscopic. And I was really bummed. And I thought, about to move to Colorado, and I thought, oh, wait till winter's over. I'm not going to go to somewhere with winter if I definitely can't ski. And I was really upset. I mean, I was walking with a cane. Well, when I came out to Colorado, I went to an orthopedic surgeon here who basically said, take Advil and it'll stop. You can go skiing if you take Advil. You're not going to hurt it further. So I took Advil and acetaminophen and I skied a couple days, but I was still scared because it hurt and I was wearing a knee brace. As a matter of fact, it's a relic now. But here's the knee brace, this monster thing that ski pants didn't really fit over. But anyway, so I was still hurting. Well, when my wrist started to hurt, and I've been completely x-rayed, and they can't believe I don't have more pain because I have almost no cartilage left anywhere. But when my wrist started hurting to the point that I had to wear, like a metal brace at night, because if I moved in my sleep, it was shooting pains up my arm. And then I had the old lady buddy straps. That was it. I called my buddy JP and I was like, wait a second. I know about that BrRad product because I took it a few years ago, but I didn't have aches and pains to notice if it worked, but I know it worked for other people. Talk to me. And I started taking it, I think it was in November last year, 2023, and 1 teaspoon a day. I don't like the taste, so I put it in like juice, or my thing is lemon juice and stevia and water, and I just get it down. But I started taking 1 teaspoon a day. That was it. And no joke, I called JP in 2.5 weeks in tears because guess what? No more pain since then. Like, no joke, no wristband. I skied 21 days this season, blues and a lot of black diamonds, steep stuff, no brace. And I didn't need Advil or anything anymore. And I'm pretty blown away by that. And I'm 68 years old and proud of it. So there you have it.
So Karina, what are some of your hobbies?
Skiing. Um,
Skiing?
I'm not a
Go ahead.
rabid. I could be very good at pickleball, but I stayed focused on skiing this season. And it's pretty hilarious because everyone I know over 60 in Boulder is a rabid pickleball player. And part of me is like, oh my God. But the truth is, it's fun.
Now, how long have you been doing pickleball and skiing?
Well, I played tennis quite a bit as a young person. I was never excellent, but I played a lot, and in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and like never super competitive, but good enough. And I just pick a ball up a few years ago, but I couldn't do it because of my knee. Couldn't do it much.
So when did you really understand, and when was your first injury to your body, and when did
Oh, my first injury.
your first
Uh,
injury when it comes to your hobbies?
it is the osteoarthritis that I unfortunately inherited that has caused more pain than anything.
Now, I know we've talked about BrRad before because you're currently on BrRad. When were you introduced to BrRad?
Well, it was when I met JP, who's one of the founders of the company with BrRad. I met JP in San Diego County. Um, I know when it was. It was the fall of 2019 because JP and we met there. And that's when I was living, and I know it was pre-pandemic. So that's when I was introduced to it. But when you don't have aches and pains, it
Yeah.
like nothing hurt. So I didn't have to fix anything.
So the thing that boosted it was you couldn't ski anymore, and you were trying to figure
I
out
couldn't
what.
function, Devin. I couldn't function. I couldn't open. I mean, it was awful. Thank goodness it was my left hand because I'm right-handed. But I
Yeah.
mean, when I mean, I went to orthopedic surgeons. I was in physical therapy. I'm still doing my physical therapy stuff every day because I mean, I'm preaching to the choir. You're an athlete. And what I know is those particular things keep all the other muscles strong, and it made my skiing much better. I'll do those the rest of my life, but I don't need physical therapy.
Perfect. Now, how much BrRad do you take every day?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm taking half a teaspoon. And if I'm going to go on a trip or if I want to boost my immune system or before skiing, I do a whole teaspoon. And it was actually Brud that had told me when he travels, he'll boost his immune system a little bit by taking a little more. And I went, do as the founder does.
And I got two more for you, Karina. How has BrRad impacted your everyday life?
Um, Well, one of the ways, because I had to go back to work after a divorce and all that, and I'm constantly out in the world meeting people. I mean, I joined something called the Modern Elder Academy, and I mean, I'm always meeting people who are somewhere over 45, like everywhere I go. And we just talk, how are you? And I'm like, I'm just so excited. I just did 21 days this year. I haven't lived near the mountains like I do now. And I'll just mention and they'll go, oh my God, I have aches and pains, or my mother does. So, JP's a buddy. And I just was like, dude, can I be a brand ambassador? I mean, it just makes sense because everybody has inflammation. And the other thing that got my attention too, Devin, is that JP had talked about it being, that all cancers are related to a level of inflammation in our bodies. And I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor. So for me, I will never not take BrAD ever. So yeah,
Oh man, no, thank you for sharing that with us, Karina.
it's a biggie.
Um, no, absolutely. Now my last question is, would you recommend BrRad to your friends and your family?
There's none that I haven't yet, unless they haven't met them yet. Yes, absolutely. My sister is a floral designer and does weddings and all that in Boston. And she told me she thinks her knees are feeling much better. I mean, she's in her late 50s and she is on her feet all day when she does that stuff on hard floors, installing weddings and at hotels and blah blah. But yeah, I mean, basically I want everyone I know to know about it because so many people are, to your point earlier, they're just being given painkillers. It's like, but
Yeah,
this isn't just pain, it's inflammation causing pain. So I say if you don't have to take meds, and then don't. So, and I will say, I don't know, I have no proof about this, but everyone I know has gotten colds and stuff all year. I don't get anything. So maybe it's helping my immune system. Not that I've ever been a sickly person, but I don't know, but I'm certainly not going to stop taking it. But this book, Sexy, Sassy, and Starting Over, and I work with people in midlife. I have proven ways to start over and help and feel beautiful and vibrant in midlife. And one of those ways, what I'm wanting to do is I guess I'm a brand ambassador for BrAD, but for instance, I'm doing a master class for women next week, and I'm going to mention BrAD. I'm going to talk about my own midlife stuff, which is aches and pains. My biggest thing, frankly, is aches and pains from arthritis. And I have every now and then it twinges, but oh, yeah, right, it's there. It didn't make it go away. It made it not bother me or inhibit my activities, which is amazing. It's just what I do. I promote what works. And so this freaking works. That's what I know. And people say, oh, it's expensive. And I'm like, really? How expensive is it to not be able to do what you love, to not be able to, and to get off of all the two or three other supplements and meds and potential painkillers? I'm like, nothing is expensive if I could do that. So I think it's all about it's a values clarification and teaching people about values, because we put our money where our values are. And my value is in my health. My value is being a badass woman in midlife. In midlife, it's pushing it at 68. That's not mid 60s anymore. It's freaking late 60s. And I'm like, ah. So the longer I can ski, I'm about to buy my pass for 23, I mean, for 24, 25. The longer I can keep doing things, the better I am. And the more I can help other people love their lives and have a lust for the activities they want to do, more power to us all. So I'm a believer.